welcome to More Than One Opinion. This is Rody Nupur with my co-host Jinnie Day.
Welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be addressing mental health issues, specifically our personal experience around it. And it has been a hot topic, obviously coming out of 2020 and even now in 2021 with the pandemic, but it's not specifically around the pandemic what we'll be addressing today. So, Brody, did you want to start off with your experience and your journey with this? You know, how you got into that mode and what journey you followed to, I guess, come out on the other side. And any tips that you can share that specifically worked for you. I mean, everyone's different.
Of course,
and not everything works for everyone, but with your specific journey, if you can share a little bit about that.
Yeah, look, I mean, with so recently I've been coming out and sort of showing transformation. The thing is, unfortunately, with the world, social media and whatever, it has to be visual. So people only see a transformation is that if you went from a fatty to ripped up, right? That's what they can see. But what I'm trying to bring across to people is that your mind actually causes you to put on weight. Your mind can also make you, look like you're trimmed. So it's the mind. So if we can address that. And that's where the hot topic has been recently, because obviously we've gone through COVID. We're still going through COVID. And that puts a lot of pressure on people financially, security. What can we gain from this? How can we get out of this? Why am I so restricted? I can't travel. I can't whatever. So what I found was because I was already working on myself mentally, physically, and spiritually. Which for me is a balance. It's important to have a balance. Really, COVID didn't have an issue on me. Like it didn't really affect me. Not saying that, I went really well through COVID. No, I didn't, but I knew how to deal with it because I've been dealing with my own issues from before. So I mean, during COVID, I broke my elbow while we were in quarantine. This is while I was exercising. I dropped a big mirror screen on my toe. So
how did you manage to do that?
Everything, because I'm at home. Okay.
You just can't be left alone, right?
Everything. So you just can't leave me alone. Not to mention many other things. Obviously, my business. I lost my clinic in Double Bay. Look, I had a lot of issues, but I just dealt with it because I've applied certain strategies over the last, let's say, about 4 years that have really shaped me to what you see now. So like I said, people see the me now and they think, oh, you look good, you work out and whatever. It wasn't just that. I worked out before, but I couldn't control binge eating. I couldn't control my mental health. I couldn't control any of that because I just didn't know how to. So I did many things, but I don't want to sort of go, this is for you, this is what you have to do.
No, but I guess what specifically worked for you?
What worked for me is...
How did you get into that state, first of all? I mean, you don't have to go into any specific
I won't go
details.
Into specific details, but I will go.
How did you kind of go into that state? And obviously people do emotionally eat. And that is part of, depression, stress, anxiety.
Well, it releases chemicals into your body that makes you feel very good. So it's easy to eat sweets. It's easy to just binge eat. It's very easy to do that. So, one time is not going to do anything to you. But what happens is if you're doing that on a daily basis for 6 months, year, 2 years, 3 years, the damage is huge. I'm not saying, but there's a movement where, if you're overweight, embrace your weight. That's BS. That person's going to die from heart disease. That person can't carry his own or her weight. That person is self-conscious everywhere they go. What are you talking about, embrace? What you should be saying is eat healthy, focus on your physical and mental health, and try to get out of this situation. Not saying everyone has to have a six-pack. I'm not saying any of that.
No, it's more from a health perspective.
It's more of that. But what happened is that it's a spiral down. Right, and then if people around you say, no, it's okay to be like that. It's like, it's okay to be in that situation you're in. You'll spiral even further. It'd be almost impossible to get out of. So that's where you'll start to contemplate suicide. You'll start to contemplate locking yourself in and not really talking to the outside world and not seeking help because you think you're beyond beyond repair, or there's nothing wrong with me but everyone else is wrong. So somehow you've convinced yourself that.
Yeah.
So that's another topic altogether. But what I felt was I didn't get the support that I wanted from the people around me at the time. I went through a financial issue where it just sent me in massive depression. The people around me didn't support me the way I wanted to be supported, or I thought I should be supported. I just felt almost abandoned, and I didn't feel like I had the support. So what happened was, though I used to train before and I used to go to exercise and I used to do everything, I felt I was just gaining weight. I was starting to feel depressed. I was starting to feel suicidal. I started to feel really alone. And I couldn't discuss this with anyone, especially as a guy, because when you talk to people, they're like, "Are you all right? Don't worry about it. What are you, pussy? What are you, this?" So it gets really smashed on men, especially. Women, every girl will go, "Oh, you poor thing," and whatever. They'll address
they're more compassionate. Men are taught to be,
to be
tough. Take it on the chin. Don't talk about your feelings. Shove it on the,
drink
put
some
under the
concrete
rug.
and harden up.
Yeah. But I think that's sort of changing nowadays.
And look, it's not. I'm not saying you need to.
But back then it was very, very different.
It's very different.
It was very different.
And I'm not in any way softening up. If anything, I'm harder.
It's not about that.
I'm harder now.
No, but showing your emotions doesn't mean you're weak.
Look, it's like you've cut yourself, and you need to show it to be healed.
Yeah.
Right. By just doing this is not going to fix the cut. So what it is addressing the situation, knowing that I've got an issue. How do I address this? Honestly, I'm just saying self-healing here. Definitely go and seek medical attention. But if you don't want to and you just want to self-heal, the best method, this is the easiest way, is to basically place a series of things in your mind that, can I fix this? If I can't fix this, move on to something else that I can. What do I have? I've got this, let me fix this, let me work on this. So I'm still alive, so let me work on this body. Let me start to address what I'm eating, when I'm eating, how to control my appetite and my binge eating. Let's start to slow it down. Let me try to put some barriers here on Nutella, on chocolates and things that I shouldn't do that. Then join the gym, go join the gym, go do things. Like, you're not going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger overnight, you're not. But what will happen is that you'll get out, and you'll get out of your that space that you've tried to lock yourself in.
A toxic cycle.
Very toxic, right? So then you're out. Then you'll go and train, and you probably won't even know how to train if you haven't trained before, and you'll get tired and whatever it is. But that's good, because it will definitely make you feel like you've done something. So it's small micro steps. Endorphins will start to get released into your system. You'll feel very nice. You'll feel like it's good. You'll get addicted to going to train, because you'll want that feel. So you'll do that 3-4 times a week, maybe 5 times a week. You'll notice there's the same people at the gym all the time. There's 80% of them that are not turning up. They're the ones that just pay for the gym memberships. The other 20 are quite dedicated. They're the ones that turn up. They're the ones that maybe are getting good results, maybe are not, but they're there anyway. So they're dealing with their issues. So once you start doing that, you set little goals for yourself. You say, okay, look, I want to look good in a month. I want to drop 2 kilos. I want to feel better. I want my body to start feeling defined. You take off the focus of the issue that you had before, and you place it on goal setting, things that you can touch and feel. Then you start to set these little micro goals in place. And then once you start seeing good results, you'll keep going. Yeah. And then people will actually start saying to you, you look good, you look good, you look. And then you know you can do better, so you do better. And then you keep doing better. And then you get to a point and you think, that was me, right? So mentally and physically, it works together, because you cannot look good physically and mentally be stuffed up. You can't. Because your mind will not allow that to happen.
Of course.
You want it to. You want to focus on your misery or on your problem or on your issue. So it won't let you heal, because physically you can't be perfect, and mentally you can maybe pull it off for a little bit, but you won't. You'll start resorting to drugs. You'll start resorting to things. You'll eventually wreck the body. So it works together. Spiritually, this for me, everyone's different. For me, is draw close to God, go close to whatever it is that you feel that you need to do. For me, it's God. Could be a force for you, could be meditation, could be whatever you want to do it. What I mean is that you need to balance out the 3 things: the physical, the mental, because this is all inside that's happening, and the spiritual. You need to balance it out. Once you've balanced that out, set your priorities, set goals, set things that you can achieve. You're not going to become a millionaire overnight, but that's okay. You don't need to be a millionaire. You could be happy without being a millionaire. So once you start to realize that there's little things that I have, that I've got things around me, I have actually got good people. Get rid of the toxic people. That's definitely number one. Get rid of them, because toxic people are misery loves company. They love to keep the toxicity going in you without you even realizing. They'll bitch, they'll talk, they'll set you back. Every time you sit with them, you'll feel drained. Like, what happened just now? So get rid of those people. Honestly, they're not going to fix you. If you want to help them later, you can definitely go in, try to help them later, but help yourself first. Start working on yourself first. Your toxic people could be your family. It could be the people around you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it could be many
your
drivers.
partner, it could be your partner, it could be your friends, could be whoever. Just shield yourself away, okay? Work on yourself and start working. You are your best project. Work on that, because everything else will flow from that later on. Then whatever starts getting thrown at you, you just laugh. Like, honestly, you can see some of my TikToks. I was training and I've got a broken arm. A broken arm. So what? Do you think I'm really going to get really good results training while I've got a broken arm? No, I'm not. But what it is, it's mental. That nothing is going to stop me. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to move forward, even if it's an inch at a time, centimeter at a time, whatever.
As long as you're going forward.
I'm going to gain something from this. I'm going to take this as an experience. I'm going to make sure that I've gained from this bad situation. Then I've got my philosophy that I always think. I don't play poker. I don't even know how to play poker. But I know that you get handed cards and you need to put a poker face on to basically play with those cards. Doesn't matter if they're good or bad, right? So you're going to get handed crappy situations. There's going to be issues in your family. There's going to be deaths. There's going to be financial issues. There's going to be physical issues. There's going to be a million things that are going to pop at you every single day. So now that you've addressed the big ones, the little ones are like nothing.
Yeah.
So COVID came, yes, and it shocked a lot of people. Honestly, it didn't even move me. It didn't even, nothing. Because I've gone through worse than that. I've gone through really hell and back. So things like that become like nothing. That's why those World War I and World War II veterans, when life sort of got thrown at them after, like nothing, they saw the worst. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And they got out of it.
Because they hit rock bottom.
That's it. Yeah. So it's like, I have to come to terms with the situation I'm in and think, what have I got to fix with what I've got? What do I have? I've still got my body, I've still got me. Like, I'm not dying yet, so let's fix this. So then you start working on what you have. And once you start achieving these things, that's my way of how I worked with it. Yeah. Once you start achieving all those things, you'll feel that automatically your positivity grows, the vibe that you have, the energy, all this grows. All of a sudden, you start attracting more positive people around you. So you start to attract people that are very similar and driven like you. Why? Because you're on the high now, not on the low anymore. The low kind of toxic people, you'll be attracting them too if you're in that state. Yeah. So you'll start to feel that everything starts changing. Then you'll go, wow, there's so much to live for. There's so much to keep going for. I've got so much to still do. Now you've got missions and goals and things to complete. Where before, when you were at rock bottom, you had nothing. Yeah. Because you've convinced yourself to be in that situation. So again, I don't say you have to have a six-pack. I'm not saying that, because some people will take that out of context. It's
just like a metaphor, as in something for you to work for, something that drives you, that got you out of that state. And it could be something else for, you know, whether it's traveling, whether it's like doing skydiving, whatever it is.
Whatever you need to do.
It could be something else for, whoever's going through, depression.
That's right.
But that's a very good point. And I think that's a big takeaway in managing depression is you can't rely on external factors to fix you and for your happiness. It's internal. Everything is internal.
We had a topic where the blame game, remember?
Yeah.
Where we blame our situation on other people.
Yes.
Look, we can't. At the end of the day, you can't. You're still in this situation, and you can blame all you want. It's not going to get fixed. So it's like, okay, there was COVID. Yeah, there was all this. This is what happened. Cool. What am I going to do with it now? how am I going to manage it now? So how do I manage this situation that I'm in? First, acknowledge you've actually got a situation.
Yes, that's important.
Acknowledge that you're actually in depression. Notice that you're only attracting toxic people. Notice that they're the only ones that seem to hang around with you. The other ones seem to go. And a lot of people that are in depression say that. It's just like everyone just seems to go. Let me shed some light on that. It's not that they seem to go. It's that your energy is so down and it's almost toxic to the point where it could be very toxic and negative, that positive people don't know what to do around you.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not that they're avoiding you, it's they pull back. They may have tried to help you, but you would have shut them down.
Yeah.
So then they moved, right? So you'll know that when you become like them later. It's not that you're not helping these people. It's like exactly what I just said. Leave all your toxic friends. Why did I just say that? Because they've adapted. You're the toxic one. They've adapted to that too. So they've pulled away from you when they felt that you didn't want their help. Right? So I've got the same strategy for you. Once you become their level, where you're positive and whatever, you'll notice you'll be doing the same thing. So don't play this blame game. People will pull away from toxic, negative people, downers basically, ones that don't want to be helped. They just want sympathy, but they don't want to be helped. We've spoken about that in the past before.
Yeah, that's a very good point. There's only so much someone can do.
Yeah.
They can't physically change your circumstances. You need to do the work. They can support you, but at the end of the day, you're the one who has to do the hard work. And I think that's probably what a lot of people in that situation don't acknowledge. And I've had that experience with people that I've known in my life, constantly saying, this has happened in my life and I'm feeling like this because of this reason. And I was like, well, what things are you actively changing in your life for a different outcome instead of wallowing in your situation? I know everything feels really heavy when you're in that depressed state. Every little thing feels like it's taking everything out of you, to kind of do or get done. But at the end of the day, it's only you that can pull yourself out of it. There's only so much people around you or external factors around you can help. Like, you can't rely on that. And that goes for people in general. They're not even depressed state. Like people who just feel, empty or have a void in their life. They're just kind of skating through life because they're expecting external factors to kind of to fix them.
Well, look, get me out of this. I'm in bed or I'm on my couch and get me out of it. It's not going to happen. You need to get out of the house. You need to start doing things.
Yeah, whether it's spending time in nature, working out.
Go to the gym.
Yeah, go see someone.
You know how many people you're going to meet there? And you're going to meet driven, positive people there. Go to the gym.
Yeah.
Go out.
You need to connect with people.
You have
to connect with people. You can't isolate and withdraw. Maybe for a certain period of time, if you need to have some time out, that's fine.
That's okay.
But you can't just withdraw from the world.
No, you need to work on you. You need to work on you. And I'm talking in every way, in every manner. Yeah. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. You need to see that kind of sort of outcome. Yeah. That I want to fix these three things. Because I'm telling you, once you start fixing them, everything starts changing. Because you attract those kind of people because you're like that now. So, that's my little tip on this spin. There's much more, and I could share much more, but I'm trying to sort of keep it on a PG and honestly private level. Because there's a lot of things that affected me to get me up to this level and why I'm the way I am. So you'll find that you'll have a lot of obstacles along the way. You'll have a lot of those negative, toxic people that, number one, don't like to see you change. Why? Because when you change and you get better, they can't control you anymore.
Yeah.
Right? They controlled you before because you were miserable. So it's easy to just keep you down. They'll just keep their foot on you and keep you down. As soon as all of a sudden you've stood up and now you're driven and whatever, so they can't handle this version of you.
Yeah.
This is not the version that I like. I can't control this version.
Yeah.
So you'll notice that your family even does that. All of a sudden, look at this guy now. All of a sudden he's a philosopher. All of a sudden he's a bodybuilder now. They can't handle it. That's just what it is, right? When they see change and they see a difference in you and it's a positive difference, it threatens them and it scares them and they don't like that. So you'll notice this is going to happen. A lot of people get scared back into it and then basically go and revert back to their thing. It's easier to be in this situation. Yeah, it is easier, but it's a miserable easier. You'll be like this for the rest of your life. So let's break the chain. Let's break the toxic people around me, the toxicity that is draining into me, like draining me, and then change. And then once I'm here, trust me, all those people that tried to pull you because they were trying to test you, I take it as thank you for doing that, because now those people have trialed and proved that you deserve to be here. When you're here, all those people will be like, yeah, I was rooting for him. I was rooting for her. Yeah, you were, really. You're the one that was pulling me down. You're the one that was dragging me down. You're the one that was picking on me. But they didn't even realize they were doing that, right? Don't worry about it. Don't even say it. It doesn't matter. You don't even say it, as long as the outcome's here. So notice when you are changing and you are improving, these people are going to come straight for your throat. They're going to come and try to pull you down because they don't like this. They don't like this. They can't control this. They don't like that version of you. So that's okay. Once you're here, those same people, once they've proved you, they'll say, yeah, that we're with him all along. That's why I'm happy that he's successful or she's successful. And look how good their body looks now. And they're overweight. And look at them now. They're so happy. These same people will be your ambassadors.
Oh, absolutely. They don't want to be there during during the bad times, but take credit for when things are on the up and up. So I think the takeaways from this particular segment would be know your circle, your network of people around you. Your support network is very, very important. Number one, to help you get you out of that situation. But two, you can't rely on other people to fix your problems. You need to do that work yourself every day. You're going to get up, you're going to fall, but you're going to have to keep going.
That's right.
You have to choose to move forward every single day, no matter how much, little or,
But there's a lot of online help too. Like this, this is an online help. You've already got some tips that are digested over 20 years, basically. I've just given you 20 years worth of my experience. So it's like there's a lot of
and people
online.
are talking about their own experience more openly now, and there's tools, there's mentors, there's people you can go talk to. There's a lot of resources at your disposal.
I did that. That's what I did.
To help you. So
I listened every single night for 3-4 hours before I went to sleep, or mentors, and just to egg myself on to get me out of this. Because once you launch, nothing's stopping you, but try to launch.
And we can definitely see that.
I know, Love that. Thank you. But that's a wrap for this segment. But again, like we said before in the other ones, if you do have questions, if you have comments, if you've got things, suggestions, some things that you want us to talk about or address, even in the same topic, if you want us to increase or speak about something and elaborate more, we're more than happy to do so. So please send us an email or SMS us or message us through the YouTube channel. Thank you again. And thank you, Jinnie, for your input too. And we'll conclude with that. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.